What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the role of big companies in South Africa and what they could be doing and what they should be doing instead of what they are doing. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler. People, companies come and go, right? Have you ever noticed that conglomerates, international conglomerates, come to South Africa or come to Africa for that matter, right? And these conglomerates set up shop in impoverished areas or close to impoverished areas, and they extract billions of dollars each day, each month, each year, and yet the communities around these companies remain impoverished. And over a course of many years, depending on the activities of that company in that area, those impoverished communities end up with diseases or water pollution, air pollution, ground. Sometimes the ground cannot be cultivated because the earth has been damaged, the soil has been poisoned, or whatever chemicals are thrown out by the company's activities, right? Have you ever wondered why such companies and why such activities and why such practices are allowed to thrive unchecked in Africa? I mean, it's a common practice across Africa. I know that international companies have power, they have leverage, they have a lot of political connections, and they hold political sway in a lot of things. But are these companies so powerful that they are allowed to get away with everything that they do? You know what's shocking to me is that South Africa, one of South Africa's requirements for an international company to come and invest in South Africa is that the company's got to give up 30% of its ownership to a BEE partner, a black partner. And I think eh, that model isn't a good viable model, really, to be honest. But I really do believe what the government should be doing is the government should be taxing these companies, not taking part ownership of their businesses. No, they should be taxing these companies. And I don't mean just taxing them financially. Oh, no, 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 no. You see, if you're going to set up shop in an impoverished area or close to an impoverished area, that company or those companies that are going to be extracting billions a day, a week, a month, or an annual basis must be made to improve the living conditions of those communities that are around that area. People, do you know that let's just say ShopRite. ShopRite makes billions every year, and ShopRite is a fully South African company, right? ShopRite makes billions a day, billions a day, right? Billions a day. If it's not billions, then it's hundreds of millions a day, just on plastic bags alone. Just on plastic bags alone. Plastic bags alone is probably ShopRite's biggest product seller is plastic. They make more money with plastic than any other product. I'm surely convinced about that. That ShopRite sells more plastic bags than they do sell any other product on any given day. Because for every small little thing that you buy, you most most nine out of 10 chances you're going to get a plastic bag for it. I'm almost 100% sure. So how many plastic bags do you think there are on a daily basis? People was walking out of You Save, Checkers, ShopRite, pet stores. How many plastic bags do you think those people are walking out? So imagine if ShopRite in places like, I don't know, if there's a place in, so if there's, I don't know, if there's a ShopRite in Soweto, ShopRite in Mamelodi, ShopRite in Denoon, ShopRite in Lepalale, I don't know where. Imagine if ShopRite and Pick and Pay. Okay, I don't know if Pick and Pay now. Pick and Pay is probably dwindling now, but okay, ShopRite. Let's just look at ShopRite. ShopRite seems to be ShopRite is Africa's biggest retail chain. So yeah, imagine if ShopRite was given the task of developing the very community that it sells to. Wouldn't that be a better way to attract investment, to tax the companies, than asking them for 30% of their business, which doesn't even trickle down to the impoverished communities? I mean, I think it would be a better model, and it would take a great benefit of the hands of government, because the government then wouldn't be responsible for the development of that community. Then the money that would be earmarked for development of that community could be better spent elsewhere, right? But then, would ShopRite agree to that? Probably not. Then what would ShopRite do? Divest? I don't think so. There's too much money to be made for ShopRite to walk away from such a deal. So what would improving the community look like? One, I think ShopRite would be tasked with building low-cost homes for the community. I think ShopRite would be tasked with building roads or funding, not building, but they would be tasked with funding the building of low-cost homes, funding the construction of roads or repair of roads, potholes and stuff, renewing of tarred roads. I think ShopRite would be tasked with installation of traffic lights. And I think ShopRite would be tasked with setting up soup kitchens in these impoverished communities. You know, if it will not be low cost homes, then it would have to be blocks of flats, because we in Cape Town, we really, really have a shack problem. Now, the government cannot do this alone. So, the aim of the game, well, in Cape Town, is to get rid of the shack. You see what I mean? Government alone cannot cope with their task. So, this is where the big players have to come in. So, instead of asking for 30% of a company, giving it to BEE partners, how about the government takes the initiative and say, well, you want to invest here. Here's your task. Here's your project. You are going to make X amount of your profits. Profit. We're going to calculate how much it takes to build this and that in this area. You are going to fund that and you're going to do that. And then you're going to maintain that for as long as you are in the area. Don't you think that would be a brilliant business concept? Now imagine we did that for all what? South Africa is what? Last time I checked, South Africa had over 6,000 listed companies on the GSM. 6,000, 600. I remember now. Like 6,000 or 600, something like that. But anyway, let's just say 40 of South Africa's biggest companies that make billions. Task them with transforming the townships. Trust me, they do have the money. The money is there. It's not like they don't have the money. We're not going to tax their um, turnover. We're going to tax them on their profits. You see, there's a lot of money, and I'm talking about billions, that are leaving South Africa that could be reinvested in South Africa. I'm not saying all of it. If we take just 10%, 10% of what ShopRite makes annually in any given township space or any ShopRite that's close to a township space, if we take 10% of the annual budget, do you know how much that would greatly improve their township? How much that 10% can actually go to the eradication of shacks? That's the ball plan. That's the plan. But because we have a government that is run by clever people, we don't want to use the correct term, which is idiots, but we'll say clever people. They look out only for themselves, their friends, and their comrades. You see, when these BEE partners come in, for the most part, there's backhanded tactics happening. There is backdoor deals that are happening. And for some reason, there's either a comrade involved or someone connected to a comrade or a politician of note. Why is that? So we need to get rid of corruption. We need to get rid of nepotism. We need to get rid of unfair business practices. And by so doing, I'm thinking we change the model from 30% of your company to giving up 10 to 20% of your profit going towards development of the townships, eradication of shacks. Wouldn't you think that is a better deal? I think government should relook, realign itself, and come up with a investor friendly model that then includes a development of rural and township spaces. I think that is a better model. I really believe so. And in so doing, not only does the government get to score points with both business and the public, because in the public's view, it will look like it's the government is doing it, and yet it's the private companies doing it. Do you know another shocking thing is that I think that the South African government should stop taxing citizens. I really believe that. I really, really believe that. Because South Africa is so wealthy. There's so much mineral wealth that South Africa has that there's actually no need to tax the citizens. No need. You can tax the companies, you can sell off the raw materials, the natural resources. You can, there's just so much natural. South Africa is a wealthy country that there's actually no need to pay taxes for ordinary working citizens. There's just no need. But because so much mismanagement, this begs the question. During apartheid, South Africa had a much smaller tax base, and yet they did much more with that smaller tax base. And now, with the new dispensation, we have a much larger tax base, and we are failing to do half the things that apartheid government did with a much smaller tax base. You know what? I'm beginning to think that we should go back to the drawing board. We should admit our losses, uh, count our losses, and move forward. And by moving forward, I'm talking about not having incompetent people at the helm if needs be. If needs be. The next party that is voted into power, the one with the majority votes, because going forward, I can only see coalition governments going forward. I cannot see a single party going to win outright majority in South Africa moving forward, at least for the foreseeable future, right? So going forward, going forward, the party with the majority vote, I think, should put a competent team of white people at the helm, even if that party does not have white representatives or parliamentarians or white politicians in their ranks. They should go over to the DA or to the Freedom Front Plus and say, guys, we need your help. We are not looking for coalition partners. We're not good at this thing. This thing of economy and that, it's not our thing. You guys know how to do it because you invented this thing, right? So why don't you guys come and handle it? Even though we won the country. Now, trust me, I know it's a long shot. I know it. But desperate times call for desperate measures. You see, a community or a country or a population can only vote for the options on offer. So, if the only options on offer are all incompetent, what will a clever, incompetent leader do? He will outsource. And that is what I'm saying. So an incompetent party will outsource to a competent party or reach out to a, a competent party and ask for help. Now, I'm not, to say it as a coalition would be like a sellout to the voters, right? Because imagine someone, imagine you vote for, I don't know, let's say you vote for Bossa or One South Africa. And next thing you find that the leaders of the DA and the Freedom Front Plus are not calling the shots. Won't you feel like you were let down, like they sold the country? That's how you would feel as a voter, right? But the honest truth is, One South Africa or Bossa or whoever would have seen that we are not capable to run this ship. So let's get those who are capable and let's learn from them. That is what I would think a responsible, incompetent leader would do. So even though the party wins the votes, they know they do not have the capacity, the knowledge, the capabilities to run the economy. They would outsource. They would partner with, like you would call it a coalition, but uh, I don't want to use the word coalition because a coalition is like what we currently have, and what we currently have uh, still is not doing anything. Really, it may be doing differences in certain departments, but overally, or overall, still we're not seeing anything that's moving the needle. So I would say Let us give political. We already know economical power is in white hands. We already know that. It's the politics that's ruining the economics. So how about we give the political power back to the white people? Because clearly we had 30 years to turn things around and we failed. We have failed. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this topic, guys. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.